Paul Saki was one of those wingers who could change a game in an instant. Born in London, he started out at London Irish before finding his true home at Wasps during one of their golden eras. Saki wasn't just fast, he was electric. He had that rare ability to go from standing start to full pace in the blink of an eye, leaving defenders flat-footed and grasping at thin air. At Wasps, surrounded by legends like Lawrence Dallaglio and Josh Lucy, Saki still managed to stand out. He thrived in big moments, scoring in the Premiership and in Europe, with tries that showcased his balance, pace, and an eye for space. What made him special wasn't just the finishing, it was the flair. Saki played with a confidence, a swagger even, that made fans love him and defenders dread him. He wasn't afraid to back himself, and more often than not, he came out on top. His 69 Premiership tries put him in elite company, but the numbers don't capture the excitement he brought every time he got the ball. Few players in Premiership history have embodied pure competitiveness like Mike Brown. Across nearly 2 decades, most of it spent at Harlequins, Brown racked up 70 Premiership tries. But scoring was never the only thing he was about. Brown was relentless, fierce, the kind of player who would throw himself into collisions with no thought for self-preservation, because for him, winning came above everything. At Quins, Brown became the heartbeat of the team. He was fearless under the high ball, impossible to intimidate and utterly committed in defence. But make no mistake, he knew how to score. His lines of running were clever, his support play was world-class, and when the chance came, he finished with precision. Fans loved him for the raw emotion he brought to every game, whether it was at the Stoop or in an England shirt. His 70 tries are a marker of consistency and quality, but his true legacy is as one of the Premiership's ultimate competitors. At 6 feet 7 inches, Matt Banahan didn't look like your typical winger. He looked more like a second row. But that's exactly what made him such a nightmare for defenders. Banahan redefined what a wide player could be in the Premiership. He had the size and strength to bulldoze over tacklers, but also the agility and finishing instincts to rack up 71 tries across his career. His best years came at Bath, where he became a cult hero. Bath fans loved his ability to steamroll opponents, but he wasn't a one-trick pony. Banahan had sharp rugby intelligence. He understood how to use his size to create mismatches, how to run the right lines, and how to be in the right place at the right time. Later in his career at Gloucester, he added even more to his game, bringing experience and leadership to a younger squad. But no matter what colours he wore, Banahan was the kind of player who left defenders second-guessing themselves. That blend of power and skill made him one of the most unique wingers the Premiership has ever seen. And his 71 tries are a lasting reminder of just how effective he was. When you think of loyalty and consistency in the Premiership, Steve Hanley's name always comes to mind. A one-club man, Hanley spent his entire career with Sale Sharks, quietly building one of the most impressive try-scoring records in the competition. 75 in total. Hanley might not have had the profile of some of the bigger names in English rugby, but at Sale he was indispensable. He wasn't flashy, but he was ruthless in front of the line. A natural finisher, with the instincts of a predator, Hanley had that knack for being in exactly the right place, at exactly the right time. Week after week, season after season, he delivered for his club. What made him so special wasn't just the tries themselves, but the consistency. In a league filled with international superstars, Hanley proved that loyalty and determination could carve out a legacy just as powerful. Johnny May is one of the most spectacular finishers English rugby has ever produced. With blistering pace and jaw-dropping athleticism, he's built a career on scoring tries that defy belief. Whether it's a length of the field sprint, an acrobatic leap in the corner, or a weaving run past half a dozen defenders, May has done it all, and with style. Over his Premiership career, first with Gloucester and later with Leicester, he's amassed 78 tries and counting, placing him firmly in the all-time greats. But May isn't just a sprinter. Over time, he's added intelligence to his raw pace. He times his support runs perfectly, reads space better than most, and has developed the aerial ability to compete under the high ball. His work ethic is legendary. teammates often talk about his dedication to training and conditioning, which has kept him performing at the highest level for so long. What makes Johnny May so exciting is that even when defenders know what's coming, they often can't stop it. That breakaway speed is rare, and it's been the difference in countless matches. For fans, May represents the thrill of Premiership rugby at its best, fast, daring and unforgettable. And with his career not quite over yet, he could climb even higher up this list before he's done. Danny Care's name belongs among the legends of Premiership rugby. Best known as Harlequin's heartbeat, the scrum half has spent his career combining speed of thought with instinctive attacking flair. Over 85 Premiership tries prove it. He didn't just manage games, he finished them. Care's greatest weapon has always been his ability to spot opportunities that others miss. A quick tap, a dart from the base, a perfectly timed support line. He thrived on catching defences off guard. For Harlequins, it made him their spark plug, the player who could change the momentum of a match in a single moment. Longevity has been key to his success. Season after season, Care delivered, becoming one of the most consistent attacking threats in league history. His partnership with Harlequin's backline created some of the Premiership's most memorable tries. Fast, fearless, and impossible to predict. Danny Care showed that a scrum half doesn't just pass the ball. He can be the difference between winning and losing. And his 85 tries prove exactly that. Mark Cueto was the definition of reliability. Across his career with Sale Sharks, he racked up 90 Premiership tries and became one of the most trusted finishers the league has ever seen. What made Cueto special wasn't just his scoring, but his consistency. Rarely injured, rarely out of form, he was a winger every coach could depend on. His timing, his awareness, and his ability to exploit the smallest gaps made him lethal. He was central to Sale's Premiership title win in 2006, a player whose tries matched his leadership and composure. And though many remember him for the disallowed try in the 2007 World Cup final, in the Premiership, there was no denying him. Cueto was class week in and week out until the very end. Tom Varndell was pure speed. Defenders knew what was coming, but they couldn't stop it. Across his Premiership career with Leicester, Wasps and Bristol, he scored 92 tries, making him one of the most electrifying finishers the league has seen. His style was simple but devastating. Give him half a yard of space and he was gone. From turnovers, loose kicks or set plays, Varndell thrived in broken field. He didn't just finish moves, he created chaos, turning defence into instant attack. Though his England career didn't reach the heights some predicted, in the Premiership he was unmissable. Every touch carried danger, and with 92 tries, he left his mark as one of the league's most feared wingers. Christian Wade was and still is box office, with footwork few could match, and acceleration that left defenders grasping at air. He became one of the Premiership's most exciting players. In just over 165 appearances for Wasps, he scored 82 tries, a record built on instinct and raw attacking brilliance. After a stint chasing his NFL dream, Wade returned to Prem Rugby with Gloucester, showing that his finishing touch never left him racking up another 11, taking his total to 93. His balance, explosiveness, and knack for making something out of nothing still make him one of the most dangerous wingers around. Wade remains proof that natural try scorers don't fade, they adapt. And whether in France or back in England, his name will always sit among the greats of Premiership history. At the top sits Chris Ashton, the man who redefined finishing in English rugby. Switching from league to union, he brought instinct, flair, and his trademark, Ash Splash. Across Northampton, Saracens, Sale and Leicester, he scored 101 Premiership tries, a record that may never be beaten. Ashton's genius lay in his support lines. Always in the right place, always ready to strike, he turned breaks into points with ruthless precision. His finishing powered Saracens' dominance and changed how wingers approached the game. He was fiery, divisive, but ultimately unmatched. 101 Premiership tries. Chris Ashton stands alone at the summit.